This is mechatronics. So mechatronics is a mix of mechanical and electrical engineering technologies. As you can see on the list on the left-hand side, it also entails computers and PLCs, which is program logic controllers, machining, fluid systems. There's also fabrication and welding. So for someone interested in a mechatronics position, you kind of have to be a jack of all trades to say. The way it works specifically is that it's an apprenticeship model. An apprenticeship model, as most know, if you don't know, you work as in school as a student, and then you return to work and build on those competencies by doing rather than just learning. And you work under someone who's already mastered those skills. And as you build your knowledge base, as you go through the program, you become more and more valuable to that industry. And at the very end, you can receive your journey person card as a mechatronics technician. According to the slide here, Germany, who we kind of borrowed this model from, 60% of the population that leaves high school typically goes into an apprenticeship type setting. So they're big on it, they understand it, and they've been using it for a long time. The cool thing about being an apprentice is not only do you go to school for free, but you're also paid to go to school by the industry that's supporting you. Once you're at school, so like I said, you get paid, and then when you return to work, you get paid. So as you go through, you're doing a work, earn, and learn type setting to develop you into what they need for a mechatronics technician. At the very end here, we have some of our equipment that we use. You can see it's real heavy, with the top two pictures being that of robotics. That's Baxter, the robot. Baxter is what they call a cobot. So you physically train Baxter to do what you would do, say, on an assembly line. Once Baxter's trained, he will then recognize and identify parts and pieces in a factory setting and remove them from the assembly line, and then put them or place them into a place that they're needed next, maybe a different conveyor belt, or maybe they're stacked and sorted for shipping. We also use the Fanuc Robot, which is designed to replicate what they use in the automotive industry here in Michigan. There's all kinds of robots that are out there, but Fanuc seems to be the number one go-to for our big car companies here in the state. We also do a lot of virtual reality type learning and augmented reality. You see our welding simulator there. So when you put the hood on, it actually looks like the real world. Instead of the two blue plates that you see him pretending to weld on, it actually looks like steel. So this teaches you the basics of welding before we actually start welding. In this program, you deal with all kinds of high technology. Some of these are some of our trainers that we use for PLCs, program logic controllers, and that's the way machines talk to one another and back and forth. So they know where the parts are, where the pieces are that might be coming down the line, or if we need to make them stop for a short time so that Baxter or the Fanuc robot can pick them up. And the last picture on the right is an industrial controls, which is a simulation of like a miniature factory on the floor. So you would interface with a laptop and be able to talk to each of these four machines and program them to do whatever sequence you need them to do. So it's high tech, it's in demand, it's well paying. Back a couple slides here, they talk about the pay. On average in the state of Michigan, it's around $19 to $34 an hour. So that's a pretty good livable wage. And the sky's the limit on that as you move further into the program. We also have a video I'll show you of our labs and kind of some of the stuff that we have in our mechatronics lab. At the very end there, you saw some of our students that actually work in industry. Some of these students came through a 13th year program here at Baker College and were able to get a job right after graduating high school, and were sponsored the whole time they were in, and they paid zero tuition for it.